So I think the Bucks absolutely upgrade. I'll say this, though. With the price adjustment, like you said, plus 600 down to 4-1 right now, I would wait to tie my money up because you're looking at some of these younger teams in the East, and I just wonder, I know that the league's going to crack down on load management, but Giannis's usage rate the first 3.5 weeks of the season was like on pace to set NBA records. He wasn't healthy again in the playoffs. I would just maybe wait and see if there's like a feeling out process and you could get a better number.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you guys feel better about Milwaukee with Dame, Giannis, Middleton, and Brook, or do you still feel good about Boston? I know Boston's let me down the last 2 years, not you guys so much, but like on paper right now, with the additions that Boston made and the subtractions, moving somebody like Marcus Smart, bringing in KP, who do you feel better about, Milwaukee or Boston? Because I feel like right now it's between those two teams in the East, right?
I think for me it's got to be Milwaukee, just because you've got, I don't know about our man Kristaps Porzingis in his health, right? So you've got that. You've got what happens with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown in the playoffs, which is like they just turn into pumpkins. You've got no real point guard. You're going to move Malcolm Brogdon. What are you going to get back? So I'm just not really sure. Who's the culture setter on the Boston Celtics? Marcus Smart's gone. Grant Williams gone. Grant Williams is a huge loss that nobody is talking about. So for me, and then you add Kristaps, I don't know that he's bringing intensity, culture setting, or toughness to your team, and I sure know that Joe Mazzulla is not. And then I like Milwaukee, and I love the pickup. And I think what they had to do was make a move that made Giannis feel like they were serious about competing.
Next question for both of you really quick, okay? Because now I'm just like thinking here. Southeast Division, you said something really interesting. If the Heat don't end up with Dame, you are going to bet them not to make the playoffs. They're still minus 190 to win the Southeast. The Hawks, I can't trust them, plus 220. No. Hornets 35-1, gross. Wizards 125-1.
Stay away.
I think it's our time.
You know
it's our
time.
Magic are 8-1
it's
right now.
It's our time for 8-1.
I'm going to add a rare NBA bet, September 27th. Our Magic, I mean, I wish I would have gotten a better number, but 8-1.
Love it.
Just a quick little $100 on the Orlando Magic. I forgot I got to go down the street.
The only worry here
Magic,
is,
to win the Southeast is 8-1.
Musgrave over 36.5 receiving yards is the first thing I circled, and I love it more and more and more every time I look at it. So he surpassed this number in 2 out of his 3 career NFL games so far. Last week against the Saints, 6 of 8 passes for 49 yards. Now, that yardage mark would be a lot higher if Mr. Jordan Love didn't completely airmail a wide-open seam route early in that game. But Musgrave has already established himself as one of Love's favorite targets here. And this matchup against the Lions is quite the matchup that we need to exploit here. So the Lions let Chiefs backups Noah Gray and Blake Bell, remember in that week 1 game when Travis Kelce was out, combined for 5 catches, 43 yards, and a touchdown. Seahawks tight ends Noah Fant, Colby Parkinson, and Will Dissly combined for 9 catches for 132 yards in week 2. And then Falcons tight ends Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts actually did something against them. And Jonnu Smith to combine for 10 catches for 78 yards last week. So Josiah DeGura, Tucker Kraft, Ben Sims, they've seen very limited snaps so far for Green Bay. So Musgrave really, he's going to be on the field. We know he's going to get the play calls. He's going to get the volume. He's been on the field for 75, 88, 86% of the snaps in the first 3 games. And he's gotten 15 targets compared to just 2 for the other 3 guys combined. So far, the Lions have given up all those targets to combinations of tight ends. But I think this is one of those games where we're going to really see him explode and see that high upside week come to fruition here for Musgrave this week. So absolutely my favorite play. This actually might be my favorite player prop of the entire season so far. Yeah, a couple quick ones for you. So Ravens plus 2.5 at the Browns. Under John Harbaugh, the Ravens have gone 25-10 against the spread as a road underdog of 3 points or less. So this just seems like Ravens plus 2.5 are a great bet here on the road. And then the Patriots plus 7 at the Cowboys. After what happened to the Cowboys last week, especially, this one jumped out to me. Bill Belichick's teams obviously take away the opposing team's best player, so I expect them to take CeeDee Lamb out of the game, make Dak Prescott beat them elsewhere. The Cowboys closed as an 11-point favorite on the road at the Cardinals. I think without Trayvon Diggs on defense and with a banged-up offensive line, I think it's going to be tough for the Cowboys to cover here. So I like the Patriots +7 on the road as well.
It's not going to be that diabolical strategic course in the way that Le Golf National was to take it, to take advantage of putting the U.S. bombers in bad spots because, hey, look at this. Rahm, Rory, Hovland, they're bombers too. So they can't, try to penalize their better players as well. So I think in that sense, it might fit the U.S. style of play more. I got to pat myself on the back because during Friday of the Open Championship, I tweeted, well, Brian Harman was winning by a touchdown. I am betting Europe +200. That was the line at Christmas when we just thought the U.S. would still be a wagon. So much has changed from Hovland truly becoming a top 3-4 player in the world to a lot of things looking different than we expected on the American side. I got +200, +190, +165. How would I play it today? Exact score. It's going to be close. 15-13 on both sides, pays over 15-1. But as for other prop markets, Rory is my top overall point getter. And I am on as soon as the teams were announced and props got out, I bet like full Ludwig Aberg ladder. Top European rookie +165, top event rookie 4-1, top captain's pick 12-1. I'm fully in on that. I could keep going. Tommy Fleetwood over Ricky Fowler -120. I got a lot. I love this thing as much as majors, maybe more than majors. I love team sports, and this team sport golf. Screw live with true emotion. No, but these guys miss 100 grand, like 50 grand putts every weekend. They don't flinch. Now these putts all of a sudden mean everything. It is truly incredible. You only almost see this out of Olympic hockey or Latin American WBC teams. Like that's the emotion we get from these guys. It's incredible.
Last week to now, the Dallas Cowboys going from 11.5 to 10.5 wins. The Ravens 10.5 to 9.5. Saints from 10.5 to 9.5. And then the Jags from 9.5 to 8.5. That's the beginning. I can go through all of them if you want, but those are the few first. Really what stands out to me, I think it's still maybe the Cowboys at 10.5. That might be an overplay. I'm not going to panic. As somebody that is, I don't root for the Cowboys. We all know that. But I'm not going to panic after one game. I don't think you should, as a Cowboys fan, should panic after one game.
No.
I think that defense is still really, really good, and that's the market reacting to a really bad loss to a team that may turn out in the Cardinals to not be as horrible as we thought they were, kind of like Seattle last season.